This futures live stream event is proudly brought to you by MightyOxTrading. All information contained herein should be considered for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing seen or heard should be considered financial advice. Good morning and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Happy Thursday. Hope everyone's had a great night. Ready for a great day? Good morning, Ahmed. Nice to see you. I haven't been here for a while. Glad you're here. Markets overnight. Tried to recover from yesterday some. And then said, I'm tired. And went back down. High for NQ was like 217. Low last hour, 112. 105 points of range. Even I can do that math. ES, 5209. Low, 5178. See, that's harder math. That's 22 and 9. 31 points in range. Copper come down a little bit from its recent highs. That looks like about 80 ticks in range. Hey, Nico, how's it going? Good. It's come down a bit since its recent all-time highs, and let's see. It's like about 16 points in range. Ultra Bond had a bad day yesterday. And it looks like just under a point in range. Crude oil really fell overnight. About 110 ticks in range, and natural gas down as well. Bitcoin sitting right above 70,000. So that's where we should stand to whatever value posture you're choosing to take today. How is everybody doing? Quick pop there all of a sudden. Wow. $10-point candle. So, of course, we have a gaggle of news this morning. We have a plethora of news this morning. We have, well, the OPEC monthly report should have just came out. Did that do anything to crude oil? Let's look. It doesn't look like it's making much of a difference. But after that, let's see. In 10 minutes, we have the Europe Central Bank monetary policy statement and interest rate decision. They're not expected to change rates. Then, of course, the big one. We have in 25 minutes we have PPI and jobless claims. In a half an hour, at 8:45 we have a Fed speaker. 10 o'clock we have a Fed speaker. 10:30 natural gas. Then if you're going to trade into the later part of the day, you got 4-week bill bid to cover auctions. You got a Fed speaker at noon. 30-year bid to cover auctions, and then 30 Bostic speaking. So minefield throughout the day today. Yawning. Well, moving on up. Moving on up to the deluxe. I don't know. Don't know where I was going to go with that. Remember yesterday, CPI sent us down big time. We'll see where it goes today. Morning, Speed Racer. How are you doing? How's the trading been? You still running on the lead lap? I don't know. Also coming up with some sort of weird racing analogy for trading. I don't know. Basically, I'm asking how your trading's been going. Obviously, that fell flat. So ECB rate decision coming up in just a couple minutes. So we're going to be careful. Nice little grind down here. 34 down to 30. Slow morning this morning for the stream. Only 8 people here so far, and I'm one of them. Hey, Rod. How you doing? Awesome, Rod. Yeah, we'll have to see if PPI chooses violence like CPI did yesterday. The thing about the CPI yesterday is it had that like 100-point whip up before it dropped, like right before the news came out. It was like weird. I mean, I'm used to having a little spike right beforehand, but not that huge of a spike. Oh wow, nice. So there's the ECB rate decision. See it popping down like 5 points. Nothing to write home about. Well, okay, maybe there. Moving down further, and then bouncing. Morning, Crypt. How are you today? What is going on in Crypticon land? I'm doing all right. We came down there about 10 points now. Looks like it's trying to push down further. Choppiness for now. Maybe. Yeah, choppiness for now. CPI, PPI coming up in about 12 minutes. What do you guys think for PPI, up or down? Choppy. There's a move down. No G-Man yet. Oh, there's a pop back up. Sitting around 134 as we head towards PPI. Hey, Cossack. Pushing down. So how you feeling, Cossack? I know you had a big day yesterday, right? You did finish with a big day yesterday, right? Be careful. I've heard many traders say they've had their worst day after they had their best day. Morning, JC. How's it going? There's G-Man. I knew he wasn't going to miss the PPI action. Hanging in there, JC. Ah, so you did go back and look, G-Man. Yes, PPI, Producer Price Index, coming up in like 3 minutes. And jobless claims at the same time. And then after that, 15 minutes after that, we have a Fed speaker. Hey, it's Robin. How you doing, Robin? I'm hanging in there. You all good down there in Texas? I saw there's like a bunch of power outages and stuff. Good. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. We're grinding down here as we head into PPI. I could have taken any one of those purple candles. My mama taught me not to just take things, though. Oh. We are a minute away from PPI. There we go, folks. No real spike up on yesterday's CPI. Whoosh! Wow! 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 Okay. Shot down from 119 to 088, and now it's back up to 187. It's a 187 on a lot of people's accounts. So it shot down by 30 and then back up by 100. It's continuing to go. Look at it go. Now, PPI must have came in cool. Let's see if we have a number. 2.1, they expected 2.2. Jobless claims 211K, they expected 215K. Hanging out at 212, 210 area. Did anybody get any pieces of that? That whipped four different directions in the first 15 seconds. Now we're falling back. I was going to play that fade and I just didn't jump in there. Nice, Cossack. Didn't really fade much. I mean, it did, but went from 215 down to 190, so it faded by 25 points. How did that go, Robin? Whoa, beautiful. So it seems like around 210 to 215 here so far is the wall. But will the wall come tumbling down near the wall? All in all, it's just another candle hitting the wall. Two different wall songs within 10 seconds. Up to 220. Trying to come down. Coming back up. There we go. Still rising. Rising up. So fading this would not have worked. Well, I mean, it did. Fading it for a small move there would have worked, but no, I didn't. I didn't take the long. That blue candle would have been nice though if I had. About you, Borneo, did you get any of this? Nice, Cossack. And that's on a funded account, Cossack? Uh, uh, Cossack, you do remember there's a consistency rule on Bulenox, right? 40%. Are you are okay with that? Nice, Borneo. From what was your entry, Borneo? Okay. I just wanted to remind you in case you forgot. You have a Topstep funded too, don't you, Cossack? Or am I remembering wrong? Okay. Still rising here. CPI wants to gain. I mean, PPI wants to gain back everything CPI lost. Still heading up. Oh, look at it go. Look at it go. We are got up to 257. So let's look. So obviously high day, but still, for NQ, it's gained back about half of yesterday's CPI candle, but ES, yeah, maybe a third. Ah, woo, there's a pullback. And climbing right back up. Gold's having a good time. Came up there on PPI. Crude oil didn't seem to really care. Ultra bond up. Back down. Yep, curling right back up though. And back down. Hey, John. Trying to push down here. We are short. Back to my entry. How's your gold algo doing, John? There we go. Look at that drop. Look at that drop. Look at that drop. Dropping like it's hot. There we go. Target hit 15 points. Wow. Stuck with that trade there and got it at 15 points. Continues to fall. I got in on that purple candle there. This one right here. Blow that up better. Took that short. Withstood the popping back up there for a bit. Took the heat. Got another fall. Now we got another purple candle there, but I'm not pressing my luck. Although there's another one. I could press my luck. See what happens. Nope. Stay green. And popping back up. There. Well, look at that go. Wow, look at it now. That's beautiful, John. Beautiful. It's interesting. That's like when, the least, I would think, least amount of volume. So pop back up, coming right back down. and whooshing down. It's down to 210. See if it bounces. Tries. Purple candle on the 30-second. Nice rise back up. We're long. Let's see if it continues to go. Struggling to get back above where it got up to just a few minutes ago there at 245. There it goes. Come on. Nope. Just got up to 248 and pulled back. Going. Boom, another 15-pointer. So that's 2 straight 15-point wins. That equals 30 points for those of you that are math challenged. Pulls back. Again, we got back up to like 57 and pulls back. Big pull back about at 20 points. Hey, 10's good. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even sure why I was going for 15 because normally I would just go for 10 there, but just kind of went with the flow. I mean, I have a 15 ATM on right now, so I have my button there because it paused at 10 for me. It kind of pulled back. It was just playing right around 10. I almost cut it, but I decided to see what it wanted to do. A few minutes to the top of the hour. Did the Fed speaker say anything interesting? Not that much. Oh, interesting. Maybe they realize that they've gotten enough complaints to know that their thing isn't working. G-Man, you're quiet today. That's not a good sign, John. Sounds like people realize it ain't working. 5 minutes to the top of the hour. Definitely seems like it. 'At least they're not trying to continue getting people to sign up. I'll applaud them for that, for not continuing to try and take people's money. Said John, if you want to pay me $199 a month to lose money for you, I'll take it. We're short, by the way. Hey, CBR, how are you doing today? We're out on that one. Popping back up, Tad. Back down. Just kind of chewing here right now. Top of the hour coming up. That's amazing, JC. April showers bring great sales for futures prop traders. First up, Apex, 80% off and no minimum trading days. Buy today, pass today, be trading funded tomorrow. Topstep, one step, one rule pricing, $49 for 50K. Easiest eval in the industry. Bulenox, two great sales, 90% off intraday accounts, first month only, or 83% off intraday accounts. That's recurring for a lifetime until you pass or cancel. And Earn to Trade, 50% off their new 10-day challenges. All subscriptions, including the TCP 50. Great deals. All links and codes for these sales are in the video description below. Besides the sales that little ad just mentioned, have a good one, Robin. You need to get rid of that work thing. Besides those sales that, yeah. Oh, excuse me one second. Um, Besides those sales that we just mentioned, and that Blusky is having a flash sale, $99 for all their accounts. They have no funded setup fees, which makes their 100K account the cheapest available once you consider fees. And MyFundedFutures, $50 for all of their starter plans. Is the Blusky promo lifetime? That's a great question, I'm going to assume yes, but that's a question that needs to be asked to be sure. If you get an answer, would you mind sharing that with me? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Push it down a little bit here. Could have grabbed another 15 points there if I had taken the purple candle right there at 9:01. I didn't. Nice, G-Man. Yeah, that's basically G-Man. That's basically what he's saying is that people are taking trades opposite of what the gurus are and making a killing. We're choppy now. Our ATR is down to 5. So I'm going to put my target from 15 points to 10 points and see how we do. Back up to 260. What's our high? What's our high? What's our high? That is our high. 263 half. So 265 that it just hit is our high of day. Yes, also at high of day. Got a long way to go to get to yesterday's highs. Got a long way to go in a short time to get there. Watch that bandit run. Kind of in a holding pattern. A little over 20 minutes till the bell. Ace and RJ should be stopping in soon. Continuing to make new highs. Ultra Bond having a good day. Recovering from yesterday. I guess it's not really having a great day. It really hasn't gotten above over a lot of the overnight. Gold's kind of just crude dropped. Nice rise on BTC. Excellent. Thank you, IMAD. Yeah, that's kind of why I kind of haven't taken any longs on this run. The blue candle from 5 candles ago would have worked. This last one would not have. I don't like floating blue candles. I prefer when they're like touching the EMA and working the head up. Morning, Ace. How are you today? Pulls back a little bit. 15 minutes till the bell. I'm doing pretty good, Ace. Hanging in there, I guess. Better than I was earlier this week, I think. Morning, RJ. Good luck on that, Ace. Look how Ace rolls out of bed and just like immediately jumps in along. One point for Ace. 3 points for Gryffindor. Oh, sorry. Pulls back. I could have got a 5-pointer there on NQ. Hey, hello, Mrs. Ace. Hope you're having a great start to your day. Guys laughing at Gryffindor, you all must be Slytherin. Oh. Pops back up a bit. We got back down to 258 after a high of 286. $10 until we hear this ding-a-ding. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about 283. It didn't go much further than that. RJ, you should live stream your wedding so I can simulcast it on MightyOxTrading. Trying to pop up here right before the bell. Uh, Crypt, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, um, even now, I mean, I make like less than $2 a day on YouTube. with the subscriptions, I average about $3 a day. But if you look at my analytics, my revenue for March was $69.62. For April so far, it's $16.46. Now, if I was better at putting out more like non-live videos, that would go up some, but still, it's not anything lucrative by any means. RJ. Yeah. Basically, Crypt, if becoming a YouTube creator to make money doesn't work out. You want to become a YouTube creator because you enjoy creating whatever it is you plan to create, and that will eventually, could eventually build up to something that makes you money. But almost anyone that just creates to try and because they're hoping that it brings in a stream of income ends up not working out. Right, and you would need before you can ever monetize, you need 1,000 subscribers and 2,000 hours of watch time. It took me a year to get that. As long as you enjoy it, do it for that. I mean, unless you need another source of income, that you in that time is taking up or whatever I'm trying to say. Viewers watch time. Once I'm at a certain income level, I'll probably turn monetization off on YouTube. We are a couple minutes from the bell. Kind of gotten all choppy right now. Yeah, there is Patreon, but I don't have any. I mean, even the subscriptions that we have, I don't really have anything to offer for these things that's extra special. Um, Now, I do have the ability to give away a Blusky Eval each month. I could tie that to something if I wanted to figure that out. There's Ace's 2-minute warning. A little pop there. 30 seconds. Let's get ready to rumble. Oh, sorry. Dips and then rips and then dips again. 65 up to 74 down to 57. Can't decide where it wants to go from here. Up, down, left, right, A-B start. It's up, down, down, left, right, A-B start. Something like that. Choppy. Ooh, never mind. There it's the drop. Drop it like it's chopped. Drop it like it's chopped. Drop. Sorry. 248. Whoosh. Wow, whoosh. It's a whooshing machine. Yes, I know. That was terrible. My washing machine recently gave out. I could use a new one. Ooh, look at that pop back up. Back up to 250. And Q286 is the high. We're hanging around 250. Moving up. Oh, push it back down. Moving up, up. Long. Got in late as usual. Wow, really late. Stopped out. Ouch. Like it wants to come up here. He's getting beaten down. 11-point candle in the 30-second chart. Long. Wow, stop right back out again. Well, we just gave away our gains for the day. Nice. We're up $7.24 now. And it's still going up. So I've gotten stopped out twice, even though I've went with the direction that it's going. Down it comes. This is kind of choppy. Market not giving you what you want today, Ace. I assume you got green. We are short here. Let's see if we get anything out of this. Hitting it, hit that EMA. Ooh, whip down. Now it's going to stop me out. Give me a chance to get this trade green, but I didn't take it. It's going to give me another chance. Out there. Ended up being a green trade. It was 8 points, 7.5, so not bad. Now you see another purple candle. I should have probably stayed in, but and I felt lucky that that ended up being a green trade. So yeah, look at that. Look at that drop. So yeah, I could have got more, but eh, there's a bounce. Pulls back. Back to 250. Blue candle. Trying to on the 15-second chart. Choppy around 255. Purple candle push down. Continuing to push down. Ooh, bounce. Watching. Trying to make it back up. A few minutes ago, we got up to 263, back up to 261. Right back down. We're rangy. Rangy mutt. Back down it comes. And back up. It is definitely playing edges here. Blue candle, trying to bounce up. Nope, not yet. Long. Oh, comes right back down. Back up. Pushing. There's 260. There's 264. Yep, I should have took it there. Ah, that was a mistake. That was the edge. I didn't take the profit. Let's see if it comes back up for me. Trying to push up again. There, 64. There we go. Boom. Target hit 15 points. So we got in at 54, out at 69. Pulls down. Down, down, down again. Coming down again. How we doing out there? Everyone got real quiet. Everybody got way, way, way quiet. Y'all hunting webbits? We have a Fed speaker at the top of the hour. Barkin's going to be barking. Locked in. Nice. Yeah, I mean, obviously, don't. If you're concentrating, you don't feel the need to chat or anything. I just notice when things get quiet. Nice comeback, Jabs. Don't call it a comeback. Oh, sorry. I'm back up by like 467. Yeah, chop can definitely cause issues. Chop City, USA. Ooh, you okay there, Cossack? Nice. My platform can freeze all the time if it wants, if it's going to give me that kind of profit. Yep, I've been there. It's a scary feeling. Lose all control. Yep, we must have our priorities straight. Just trying to pop back up here. Blue candle on the 15-second chart. And it is. Slower grind now. As I say that, it burst up nicely. And 3 points. Getting back up to that 270 area. Remember, 286 is their high. Yep. And John, actually, the other thing to look out for that moves the market is those bond auctions. Real quick, I want to show you this. Yeah, this is something that G-Man and I have been noticing. Let's turn back time. Turn back time to yesterday when all our troubles seemed so far away. Uh, did I go too far? I went too far. Wow, how did I go that far? There we go. Give me a second. here. So yesterday there was a 10-year auction right around noon my time, so 1 o'clock Eastern. And you can see here, we whooshed down 30 points in 30 seconds from that bond auction, and it sent the market down. It went from 203 before bottoming out at 119, so almost a 100-point drop there. They recovered, but still, those bond auctions you've got to watch out for. All of a sudden, they're really moving the market lately. And there's a 4-week auction coming up, and there's a 30-year, and I think that 30-year is going to really move the market. That's 10 a.m. at Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, barking's barking. Bow wow wow, yippee yo, yippee yay. Barking actually started barking early. Thank you, but I'm not wearing shorts. I think I could make shorts. Hell, it's not in a trade. I mean, the trade you took on it yesterday, G-Man? Whoa, bounce up. Sure. Give me a second. Okay, call in. Hello.
Yo,
Yo.
am I in?
Yes, you're in. Can you guys hear G-Man?
What's that?
I
Yeah.
asked the
I,
crowd if they can hear you.
so the idea is that as inflation goes up, the long-term rates are going up as well. That's what happened yesterday. So we got that print, and then the 10-year came up. So when I mean, Ox and I use financial juice. So you basically have to get financial juice. It's free, and I have it up on my screen all the time. So at 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern, the 30-year bond will come up. And the last time they auctioned it, it was at 4.331. So if they get a higher print than that, that means rates are going up, bad for the market. And yesterday we got that probably 20 point, 30 point dump, as Ox mentioned. So there's one thing you have to look at. You look at actually two things. You look at the previous print, which is 4331. They will put on Financial Juice where the 30-year rates are
Order
now
filled.
because they've all moved up a little bit. And then the one you have to wait for, which will be maybe a minute or two after 1 o'clock, is where they auctioned the 10-year. So if it's higher, 4 or 5, something like that, that'll dump the market. And if it's
Order
lower,
filled.
I don't know if it'll have an effect or not, but that's the trade.
Again, that's
Question.
that's the 30-year bond auction that's coming up in about 3 hours from now.
Maybe she's a heavy smoker. What's that?
Uh, Ace was joking around, say,
Yeah, I know Ace is always joking around. He's a funny dude. So
so
that's a scoop.
while G-Man was explaining that, I took a short for another.
Yeah, this market's done. Got a long way to go to retrace, but I just got out 50.
Yeah.
I was shorting from the open. I shorted when we were up 50, which was like 52.20 something. And then the open it popped up, so I shorted that, and I had like about 8 shorts on the way down. It stopped at 05. I didn't want to long because I knew it would bust it at some point, and we did bust it. And now we're
Uh,
going lower.
no, Cossack, actually, what he was explaining there is how NQ and ES actually respond to those bond auctions. Not buying the bonds, but actually the way NQ and ES and I don't know, probably the Dow too. I haven't looked at the Dow response to them, but the response to those bond auctions.
Yeah, so basically, when inflation goes up, rates go up, and the treasury auctions go up. So the rate you'll see rates are going up because they move daily, but then they auction every week on a certain day. Yesterday was the 10-year, today is the 30-year. So if inflation's going up, it just makes sense that rates will go up. So if rates go up, that means the Fed's not going to lower rates like everyone's been talking about, except me and Ox. So if rates aren't going up and they're not are not going down, then the market's going to dump. If I said that correctly. Anyway, just keep it simple. If the print's higher, look for the market to go down. I missed yesterday because I was looking for 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock Eastern, and it literally takes a couple of minutes before they print it. So I missed the first move, but got the second, and there were actually 3 or 4 moves, you know, on the way down to, I think, 30 points on NASDAQ. So I think it's a worthwhile trade. So just something to look at. I don't know if anyone's doing that, but the 10-year, the 30-year, maybe the 20-year bonds, the long bonds move. The 4-week, which we're getting 1 month, that doesn't move. It'll be 5.2 something, and it doesn't affect the market anyway. So that's that. My journey. It's been it's a long and winding road. Traded everything. I've made every mistake that you guys have probably seen. I never did prop firms because they didn't have them. So I was with gurus and learning that they're all fake. The thesis there is if they can trade, why aren't they trading? Why are they teaching everyone? I've looked at most indicators. A lot of them work. I use a couple on the 5-minute chart. The 89 and the 240 EMA tend to work. It's sort of a longer term area, although it's sliced right through both on the way down here. I look at numbers. Um, it's just simply, I just think that the price action moves and it goes so far, and then people are taking profit, and then at some point it's got to end, and it retraces just like today. And today we went up 40. So we got the news, it popped down and then popped up, and that's 40. It was a 40 print, or up 40. So I started shorting there. I'm sorry, 30. And then I went up to 40. I started shorting 40, got a few trades off there, and then it went up to 50, and that's it. So, that's a big move. I just look to, when it gets to these levels, which is a big move, I go the other way, I short. And it's working. I don't know. I don't know what the science is behind it, but I find that it works. And I looked at the PPI print. I didn't believe it should have gone up because it looked like a bad print to me. So I was kind of conscious that any move up, we're going to be retracing, and here it is. So it's not easy because you got to sit through a lot of nonsense. It's trying to shake you out, and it does a good job. That's what the market does. But we might get this back all the way down to the lows. So
RJ, he's in Northern California.
yep, I'm in Northern California, Bay Area, Marin County, if anyone knows of that. When and why did I start trading? So I was in the financial business. I worked for Wells Fargo, selling their institutional investment products to companies, 401ks, defined benefit plans, things like that, investments. And that went for quite a while, and it was very good. But then the banking started to change, and it wasn't as basically they increase your how much you have to make every year, and they cut your territory. So I started trading my 401k plan because it had Qs in it. Not very well, but then I just left and started trading on my own. So my wife was working, I was trading, and that was 03, 04, end of 03, start of 04. And, not very well. I traded lots of different things with lots of different people and found out that I just had to figure it out myself. And that's what I've come up with. That's it. I have a 30-second chart. I've got nothing on it. And I've got a 5-minute chart. I've got those two fibs. And then I look at the 30-minute chart, which gives me yesterday and the day before. That gives me the history. I look at a few numbers. So yesterday's close. I look at the overnight high and low. And I look at yesterday's high and low. And most of the time we're going to hit 98% of the time we're going to hit yesterday's high or yesterday's low. during the regular hours. Or sorry, overnight high, overnight low, or yesterday's high, yesterday's low. So that's a trade. And like I said, I just use numbers. It's probably not an easy concept to understand, but when the market's gone 40 points up, 50 points up, it's going to retrace. And it just like today, that's just exactly what happened. You know, if you count from the low, which was 74, and we got maybe 23 half, something like that, that's 50. Uh, it moves in these round numbers. I can't explain it. That's the ES. I don't know, but Nasdaq I can't figure out. It's too jumpy for me. And here we go. We're down, hitting levels that we hit yesterday. Yeah. So I would just keep shorting. And what I like to do is short the pullbacks. So when we got down to the 50% range, which was 98, it popped up like 102 or 201, 202 right in there. That's a short. I let it run 5 points, then look for a pullback. Today it's probably running 10 points, but I get at least 5. And that's it. So as long as we're getting, if it's going down, we're getting a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. It has to go down. That's the definition of down. And then you flip that around for up. So today we had the news, PPI, popped it up. I short at various levels, and then I long. And then when it got to the 40 to 50 level, point level up, I short, and then I keep shorting as long as we're getting a lower high, lower low, which basically we got at around 6:40 my time, so 9:40 East Coast. It started to go sideways. We hit that 05 level, 05, 05, like 4 or 5 times. So for probably 15 minutes until the Fed speaker started. And then pretty much right after he started, he or she, I don't know what Barkin is, but then we just dropped. And then we've been going. So I don't know how far it's going to go. I just keep shorting these pullbacks, pull-ups. As long as we're getting a lower low, I'm good to go. So theoretically, the last one will be a stop. And there's stops in there along the way, of course, but for the most part, it works. So that's kind of it. That's what I do every day. I don't look for any indicators or any signs or anything.
And yeah, RJ, G-Man and I have spoke that he and you do trade in similar ways with fibs and overnight highs, overnight lows, things like that.
Yeah.
You have a lot of similarities in your trading.
Yeah, RJ, I mean, it's 98%. It's going to hit one of those every day. So that's a pretty high. I don't use ATR. My position size, here's what I do. I start small every day. And then if that trade's successful, I'll double it, and I'll keep doubling it till I get up to maybe 200. So that might be bigger than most guys around here, but I'll start at maybe 20, 10 or 20. So, 20 to 40, 40 to 80, 80 to 160 to 200. And then I keep it there. Sometimes I go bigger. News trades, I go bigger because I really nail those. My theory on news trading, we had that today, PPI, we had the CPI. So yesterday, the CPI, if you guys remember, it popped up first, and then it went down 109 points from that pop. So there's other things I look at, but basically I was short going into that. 70 to 74 was our high for like the last week. So that was part of my theory. And I also, looking at the other thing Financial Juice gives you is a whole report card, what all the banks are thinking. And I saw that they were CPI was going to be 3.4, 3.5, and it was 3.2 the last time through. So that's a miss. It's higher, means inflation's going up. And what's the market going to do? It dumps. 12.13, I went back and looked. That was when inflation was high. Maybe that was 2 years ago now. And that was the first time the inflation came down and this ES went up 100 points, 110 points. So yesterday we had the reverse. This morning we're trading down. PPI, when it came out, it dumped, 5 to 8 points, and then it shot up a total of 50, but immediately 30. So it's just a theory, but when you see it go down, you want to get long, you want to fade it. When you see it go up, you want to get short, you want to fade it. So you just fade the first move. Simple, right? If you want to do it, do it. It's kind of, you can't use stops because you'll get hit. So that's the downside of it. It sounded like Robin got it today. Something else. Who else got it? Cossack got it. I don't have micros, just minis.
And I just hit another 15-point trade while G-Man was talking. Maybe
Yeah,
that's what
see,
I need to do. I need to just have a co-host on that's talking, and I can trade, and the co-host can talk,
exactly.
and I just keep hitting wins while the co-host is talking.
Well, I mean, I'm talking, so I'm not trading because it's impossible. So I don't know how you do it, to tell you the truth. Because you're thinking along a track, and it has nothing to do with the trade. So I couldn't do it. Well, I could do it, but it wouldn't be profitable. Let's see, these trades, aren't you? So finds what? The overnight high and low? You just look at the chart. That's what I do. I'm sure there's a smarter way to do it, but that just helps me. I have a spreadsheet. I put it in the spreadsheet. And then on the spreadsheet, I've got the numbers in the middle, and I go up 65 and then down 65, and I've got 5-point increments. So that helps me with finding very quickly, how far we've gone. I don't really have to do any math. It's just all right there. But I also mark the open. Not really. I mean, there was a couple of things, couple of Cossack. There were a couple of like the EMAs, the 240 and the 89. I learned from somebody. There's one person that's still around on X. It's Lob Wedge, and he's probably the best trader. And he's got, I don't know, 30,000 followers, probably more. And with him, he doesn't teach. He trades, but he will put out his trades. He will tell you his levels, and they're golden. I mean, they're really good. So he'll tell you that yesterday he had a couple of highs, which worked. And from that, I figured out my method, which is his method, which is what I've been telling you guys. He's really the only one. I mean, over the years, there's been a few, but he's still around. The others, I don't know where they are. How many screens? What kind of computer? What sort of internet speed? So internet is ATT. I don't know. I think it's fast. But
Guys, got to remember, G-Man's not the most most technological savvy. Actually, kind of like you, Ace. Ace isn't real tech savvy either.
But one of my best trades ever was that CPI when it first dumped and the market went straight up. I was long, and my screen froze. So normally I would get out, but I couldn't. So I just had to sit there 23 seconds. It was agony. But when it when it finally came out, I was saying, "Holy shit, that's a nice pop." It went up 100 points. So I immediately just exited. So that's the only way I can make that kind of money, because normally I would just get out. It's hard to hold through that, even if you're winning. when you make money, you get out quick. When you lose, you stay in. It's a thing. So I've got 2 TV screens. They're 40 inches, and then I've got because they're cheap. It's like $100, and they work beautifully, and they're big, and they're 4K and all that. I've got another, actually 3 of those, and then I've got a laptop. So I've got basically 1 computer, 2 screens. That's my trading. I've got AMP on there. I've got TradeDay. I've got Interactive Brokers. So those are my brokers. I've got family accounts. I've got 2 IRAs, 401k plan, a DB plan, a foundation, personal, business, kids. So that goes through IB or TradeDay. So I can just trade one dome and it just allocates. It's like copy trading, but you can just do it all through TradeDay. You don't have to buy anything. That works pretty well. The other second screen, the third screen, I've got my spreadsheet. I've got the con a day. I've got the CME, which gives me the close and gives me the volume, gives me the number, the print of the settlement. I got financial juice. I've got X. And then over here on the little portable, I've got you guys, Ox's room, Discord. Yeah, that's sort of it. Music. Nothing fancy. I mean, you know, I look. I've seen so many, charts, and they're just beautiful, and they got stuff doing all kinds of things, and it's just, it's all about price. And the other thing I forgot to say is volume. Volume's huge. Volume. I just take the temperature at 6 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. East Coast time. What's the total volume? And that'll tell me a whole bunch. If it's low, and it's all relative. Today it was 300,000, which is high. So we're going to have a good day. It's going to move. And look, we've already gotten 20, 40 points maybe. 40 point move. And I also, it helps me with the trade. It's called the volume spike trade. So, if we're coming down to an area, we just basically had one here, and it spiked to 6,000 on a 30-second chart. That's a lot. So I fade it. And that's a Peter Davies. You can look him up. That's his trade. He's got a bunch of good trades, but Peter Davies, an English guy. I think he owns Bookmap. And he has videos, YouTube videos. He just talks you through it, tells you what's going on and why you should do it and why you shouldn't do it, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, volume I've got on the bottom. Forgot to say that. So that is my, that's basically the only thing I've got on the 30-second. So that helps me with when it's going to stop and when it might pop, sort of thing.
G-Man, that lob wedge is his full name on X, lob wedge cap. Is that have I
That's
found
the guy, yeah.
Yep.
And it has a picture of a
golf course.
Yeah, he's a golfer.
Yeah, there you go. I just posted it. Posted the Twitter account in the chat for you guys.
Yeah, his name's Vader, but he goes by Lob Wedge. He's actually local here in the Bay Area, but he's not going to sell anything. He's not going to tell you, but he just see what he does and then try to figure it out. He trades all kinds of stuff, so maybe get some other insights. Super smart. The guy's the top. Now you guys are all saying nice things. I'm just telling you what I do. It's my pleasure. And then the other thing I look at is patterns. I've got topping patterns, bottoming patterns. So when it moves, so we're down 35, close to 40. We're going to be testing the low. I use double tops, double bottoms. So, if we get down there to 75, 74, that's where it stopped before. No one wanted it below 74. And that's likely. It's a very good area to take along or fade it. About 73.5. Same thing at the top. I just find that the market retests. So when I say I've been shorting 5 times at 52.10 or whatever level, it's because that's what it does. It pops up. So you can see it on a 30-second chart if you have it spread, or you can see it on a 5-minute chart, and you can see where it's going to. I mean, it's not perfect. Again, this is another. Peter Davies has charts or videos. That's what you call them on X, and he talks about sideways trading. So if you want to be very profitable, you have to get, trade down, trade up, but every day we get sideways, every day and multiple times. So between, like I said, 640 and 7 before it dumped, it was sideways, and it was sideways because it was going into the 7 o'clock, 10 o'clock event. So there we got bounce. So for me, we're done with down, and now I don't know if you guys can see it, but we made the low, we popped up, we got a higher low at 85, and now we got a higher high at 95. So I expect that to keep happening. So it'll pull back, and then depending how far it pulls back, your guess is as good as mine where you enter, but perhaps it'll keep going up. I mean, it can either go up or it can go sideways, but it looks like the down's over for now. And I'm wrong all the time. So, but I try to limit my. I don't care if I'm wrong, but I just don't want to lose money. So I try to get. I'm usually early, so that means I got to take heed. But the market will retest, so I don't worry about it too much because I can always get out when it retests.
There's a pullback.
So there's the long 89, and if it holds, it holds. If it doesn't, I may add, or I might just get out. I mean, there's only 4 things it can do, right? Anybody know what those are? It can, if 89 is the number, it can break it. It can retest it. That's 2. It can go up and give us a higher low. That's 3. And what's the 4th? Retest or dump, break it. It's 2, go up, retest. I guess it's 3.
Burrow, we have
You remember?
G-Man on. That's who you're hearing talking.
I'm a paid guest speaker.
Yeah, the check's in the mail.
Yeah, I was just explaining the treasury trade actually that Ox and I caught yesterday, because today at 1, see that now we're going up from 89. So I try to get as close to 89 as I can on a long, and then I'm out at, if I can get 5 points, that's a 60% return on that trade. So if I did my math correctly, close to it. And I want to break 95. So 89 to 96 would be good. 94 is my 5 points. So
Ace, Ace. Here's the great thing about all these streams is that they stay on the 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 YouTube page, so you could go back and take notes if you really want to take notes. You can replay this as many times as you want.
yeah, 0 would be probably the correct answer, but so I mean 89, it's, if it doesn't go right here right now, I'm going to just dump it. because, you know, if you go back a couple, it just went and it pops down. It just went. And then this one's, it's being sticky. And so that means it could go down. So, you know, if I get out and it goes, it doesn't matter. I'll just take the next one. I just don't want to lose money. If that makes sense.
Choppy at this level around 218. I think I said this level earlier somewhere, so it's been here before.
Yeah, because it could be, you know, where we go? We got to
There we go. There's a pop.
84 quarter. Yeah, I'm looking at the 5-minute. There's some resistance up
Order
there.
filled.
Holding it. That's an area that it went to before, and it stopped and it rolled. So, you know, I'm just going to dump it here. 90. So no harm, no foul. So I'm always seeing what the market's giving, what it's doing, what it's not doing. And that's the only thing that's important, right? I trade the ES. So there it goes without me. But, you know, rather safe. Made enough today.
Cossack just asked a question about range bound.
Let's see. Range bound markets used to look to sell pullbacks. No, so range is from the open today, we went down. You agree with that? From the open till, you know, it sort of went down to 02 half at 640, so 941 right in there.
Boom. Sorry.
There we go. So there's your long. Sound like the non-trader or the non-speaker there made the money. The speaker didn't. But I want this to go through 95 here to keep going up.
Order filled.
But you see, it made the low, popped up, higher low, popped up, higher low, popped up, and then right back to 85, which is still a higher low, popped up to 95, and then 89. So anyway, that's what it's doing. So it's moving up. So when it's moving up, I buy the pullbacks. And if it's moving down, I sell the pullbacks. At that time I mentioned earlier at 641, 941, it popped up to 52.10, down to 5, to 10, to 5, to 10, to 5, to 10, to 5, to 10. So that's sideways. Okay. So the market can go up, can go down, it can go sideways. So for sideways trading, you fade the edges. And where are the edges? 10 and 5. You know, maybe it goes through 10 a little bit and it goes through 5 a little bit, but if you can get 5 points a trade, you're golden. So if you want a long and short, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 longs, 2, 3, 5 shorts. That's 10 trades times 5 is 50. You know, you don't have to wait for 5, but there's 10 trades of 1. That's 10 points. That's a good day, right? And then I'm expecting it to go down. So it did. It broke through 05, and right when one of the Fed guys started speaking.
And as Robin says, don't diddle in the middle.
Exactly.
Ooh, wow. Boom, right back up.
Yeah, so there's 90, and boom, we're up. So, you know, if I was trading, I'd have bought the 90, bought the 89, got out, bought the 90 would have been the next one. So, you know, you want to stair step it up. That's probably the best way to look at it, or down. And as long as we keep getting higher highs, which we just got, and higher lows, which we got, Oh, actually, I didn't get out of all of it, so I'm still in. Huh, what the heck? Yep, 89.5. Would you look at that? So one thing talking does is you leave your trades on for longer. I thought I was out. I had some left, so I'll just take it up here rather than down there. So yeah, all day long I'm looking. Are we going up, down, sideways? So if you guys have something you look at to help you with that, then that's the first thing. And so direction and then entry. So you might have something you use for entry, whatever it might be. I mean, Ace rubs his crystal ball and spins his dreidel, and it tells him which direction, and then he gets in. But Ace is probably correct every day. At least that's what I see. So, and his entries are pretty good. So what I do is what I do. But if you can look at the direction first and then entry, and then have something to keep figuring that direction out. The other thing I look at is, as I said, numbers. So I count from the low here, which is 83, rounding it. So 83 to 93 to 03. So I'm counting because I'm looking for how far can this go, and I look for where it stopped. So on the way down, it was 220, and we got down to 83. So that's close to 40. I always round. So when it gets down that far, that's where I'm looking for it to stop. And there's been times where I think it should stop at 20, and I short it, and it doesn't stop. So, or 25, and it doesn't stop, and it keeps going, or 30, or so I'm wrong all the time. The key is when you're placing the trade, you got to get out so you don't lose. But I usually try, multiple. On the news up this morning, it stopped at 30, so that was my first short, and that worked. And then it blew through 30. It went to 40, and 40 was 1, 2, 3, 4. I had 5 shorts there. I think I posted those from 52.15, and then it went to 50, and it was 1, and then we had the open, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like 10 shorts because I'm looking for 5 points, and it pops up again. I'm not staying in it. I'm in and out, in and out. So I got 10 shorts, and that got us down to the 50%, and I just stopped. Stopped early, but it's okay. Yeah, Burrell. If you can do that, you know, then you're not losing your capital. Um, and I know because I used to stay in. Asymmetric. It's usually, I'm going for 5 points, so I don't put a stop in, and I don't wait for it to stop to hit. So, for instance, that one I got in at 89 is what I do. So 89, and again, I'm looking what's the market doing. I want it to go up, and I want it to go up quickly because that's an entry. That's a great entry. I mean, and it did and it didn't, so I dumped it, and then it did, but then it retested. So my next entry would be right around 90, and that went very quickly. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm saying, but Yeah, 5 points in the ES, and I try to risk nothing. I try to get my entry right, correct. So I don't have a 2-point stop. I don't have a 1 point. I mean, I just 89. I got out at 90, so I made a point. I didn't make 5, but then the next one would be 90 to 95. There's 5, and then the next one, this is hindsight, but basically,
I
94
I guess
to 99.
what Cossac's trying to ask though is like, let's say you were totally wrong. Where would you
Yeah.
get out? How long? How many ticks would you take in heat before you said this? I'm wrong and cut the trade. Is what Cossac's
Yeah,
asking.
I get you. So, what I'm trying to do. Okay, so if I was, let's say I got long down there at 83, which is the low of the day so far, um, and it didn't work. Um, it may go down to 82 or 80 and then pop back up, and I'll just get out there. Or I might see it what the market does is it retests. So for me, that's 1, 2, 3. It was like 4 times it was down there that it hit those numbers. So I don't worry about that because it retests, it retests. It might poke it a little bit, but as long as it comes right back, I'm fine. Um, I mean, it's a question that I really haven't dealt with in a while, because if it doesn't work, like I tried to show you there at 89, I get out, and I'm trying to make a tick or lose a couple of ticks, but you know um, I guess maybe 1 point or so would be a max number. But I'm really used to the market retesting, 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 poking, coming back. Um, I don't really worry about that. I don't know if I'm answering it, but an ace, no, I don't put a hard stop in. It's just a mental. Um, if I'm pretty sure on it, then I won't even worry about it. These going up right here are, the longs. I might be early, so I might add. I might be late. It may not work. Um, so I'll cut my number of contracts. When we were up at the top there at 50, I'm very confident that that's going to fade, and it did. And then we got a lower high and a lower low and a lower high, and then it popped up at the open, but it's still lower than the high. So I call that a lower high, and then that faded. If that had gone, up and retested the high, I'm still good with that. Only when it breaks through. So a good example of that would be, when it first went up at 5:30, so that's 8:30 East Coast, and it got up to 05, so it went from 74 to 05, 30 points. And so I faded there. It worked, but we were getting higher lows. I don't know if you can see that. I'm on a 30-second chart. I don't know what you guys are on, but it basically went down around 5 plus, and then it went right back up to 52.05, and then it went down, and we didn't get 5 points. It was like 4. And then it went up and it broke it a little bit, and we got maybe 3. So that little pattern there, because we didn't go down, I mean, if it doesn't go down, it's not going down. And so the quicker I can see that, I'd say, it saves me a ton of money, because that right after that, it just shot up to 52 or 52.15, up 10 points. So I don't want to be short when it does that. I want to be out. So I tend to just use one direction versus two, because I have to make sure I'm not going to lose money. And if you start going two directions, it gets very tough, especially for me. So when it moved up 30, I'm shorting, and I'm just trying to get out if it's not working. I don't know if that helps.
RJ wants to know how many trades you take average in a session.
I don't know, 40, 50, something like that.
40 to 50.
I mean, it depends. And when the market's moving like yesterday, and we had that in 2018, no, 08, 09, when it was, they had the bank crisis, Great Recession, all that stuff. I mean, we were moving 20 points every 30-second. Every candle in the 30-second chart was going 20. So, for me, one trade, if it goes 5, that's a trade. So, I mean, we're doing hundreds, 200 those days. So the faster and the more volume and the more range, I trade more. So when there's a tight range, low volume, I trade less because it's not moving. So, I mean, this is what I'm doing is designed to take trades at the
And,
levels the market goes to.
and you also don't care for strong trend days, right?
Yeah, because like when the market went up this morning, I was shorting. So that can get dangerous because we went up 50 points. So I'm shorting 30, I'm shorting 40, I'm shorting 50. So you have to get out very quickly if it goes against you. But it tends to, if you look at a 30-second chart, you'll see what I mean. It goes up and it pops down, pops down. So there's certain levels you can trade. Hard to explain. But for me, direction's not, I trade opposite direction all the time. So, I just get good at it. There's levels I can get in and make money. That's it for me. I don't really care about anything other than making money. It's what trading's all about. Just making money. Trying to anyway. And a lot of this came from just observing. Now we're up to 5,200. That's big round number. That's where it's 50% on the way down. We hit the 89 EMA on my 5-minute. So and then we hit basically 5,200 retest, and now we got the lower high. So, that's the short. That's where my shorting starts. And that's kind of how quick I do it. Okay, it hit the 89 over there. It's 5,200 over here. Not quite, but close enough. And it retest, lower high, short. And it has to go. It did. And didn't get 5. So the decision is, and I'm not trading this, but the decision right now is it going to go further or did it stop at 95? So do I let it go, see if it goes through 95, or do I just get out? If I'm in it, where would I be in? 97, 96, somewhere in there. No, 99. So short 99, I need 94, got 95. I mean, if I take 4 points, that's still probably 50% trade. Let's see a trade in action.
Burrow, he's not the most tech savvy person, so trying to figure out how to show his screen on the Discord so I could show his screen would probably take quite a bit of instruction. So,
Yeah, I mean, I can just talk through it, but I can't. You know, and I'm just saying what I do. I
Yeah.
mean, it's probably different than everyone in the room. So you got to, do your thing. Do what's best for you.
RJ wants to know
Um,
how long did it take to settle on your strategy or strategies?
well, I went through probably 20 trading rooms, um, paying 250 to 500 per month per trading room. That's how we used to do it. Because I'd never traded before. Investing is completely different than trading. So you go and you learn and you figure that doesn't work, and then you see that the guru can't actually trade, and their stuff's they're losing money, and it's like, okay, move on. And then I think that Lobwedge guy, I found him, figured out what he was doing. So, but once I found him, then it was pretty quick. But that's the search. What do you like to trade? I've traded options, I've traded stocks, I've traded options on futures, pairs. I've traded all kinds of stuff, and it all works, and that doesn't work, but it's just not for me. I tried oil, Nasdaq, like those two things are beyond my comprehension. So the ES for me works. So, and it works in these ranges that I've been talking about. So here we are going to a sideways pattern. Remember I said we were going up, but we didn't get a higher high. We didn't get we're just sort of going sideways now. So it's sort of settling in. It might break down, but it's too tight a range for me to trade. I look at the volume. The volume's going down. I like to have certain volume levels on the 5-minute, which is 10,000 per candle. And if you get below that, it tends to stop moving. No, I've never traded it, but I've looked at it. Um, I've really looked at everything. If it works for you, trade it. I traded with a bunch of guys that lived by it, and I read the books. It just didn't work for me. So, I just don't think that something as complex as the ES, the S&P 500, can be predicted. It just can't be. There's no way anyone can predict what it's going to do, when it's going to stop, when it's going to move, how far it's going to go. So, when I stopped trying to figure that out, my trading got 100% better. I think market profile tends to try and predict based on what occurred. Um, but there are some rules, like if you take out the Globex high, or yeah, and it does, but it doesn't go. If it stops, then we're going down to the Globex low, and vice versa. I look at that. That's a good rule. I think market profile likes to do breakout trades. I might be wrong there, but I like to do pullback trades. Um, the other theory I have is that if there's a book written and it's a um, concept like market profile, then there have been a bunch of bots written to defeat it. In other words, someone brought up today, JC, I think, trading against market profile will make you more money than trading with it, because all these people are coming in at a certain area going to do a certain thing, because that's the program. I'm not picking on market profile, but I don't worry about any of that stuff. I just do what I'm doing. But that's trading. You have to go through it and you have to learn. As long as you can think, like I don't believe anything. You know, I don't believe what the president's saying. I don't believe what the Fed's saying. I don't believe, because it's all politics, and the Fed's doing the president's, Congress's bidding. If they were serious about lowering inflation, they'd stop spending money. That's the only way to really stop inflation, is stop spending money. But they focus everyone on interest rates and where we are, and I don't get caught up in all that stuff. I just trade. I'm not being against anything. I'm just saying I don't believe. So I don't that none of that. I don't. I mean, we last 2 days we saw basically the same print. We saw yesterday where they were 2 ticks over, and then today we were 1 or 2 ticks over, and yesterday we had 100 points up, and today we had no. Yesterday 100 points down, today 50 points up. So I don't.
Okay,
I think the. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say last question because we're just about the end of our time. But RJ
No,
asked,
sorry.
"That's okay. How does trading fit your personal life, like during the losing years versus now?"
Yeah, there were a lot of those. I mean, I would, get, for instance, get long at the tippy top today, and because market's going up, and I'd lose all day, and at the end of the day, you get the email or the call from your broker, you have to get out because you can't hold it overnight. So I'd take a massive loss, thousands, and I did that regularly, and it was painful. And I would not trade. I'd take a couple of weeks off. Tough. So personal life, wasn't. I just try to only trade what I could lose, and that kind of focused me on not losing instead of thinking about the home run winning. So I trade smaller. I don't know if you heard, but I start small, and then if I get a winning trade, I'll go bigger and bigger and bigger, and if I get a losing trade, I'll pull it back. So that's just something I've come up with.
Okay, one more question. Uh,
Uh,
Cossack wants to know where the name G-Man came from.
no, there's nothing. Just G man.
Okay.
I don't know.
So that's the end of our day. I do appreciate G-Man joining us, and actually, this is one of my better days trading in a long time. I am up $1,123 in the account I was trading, so that's a
well,
great
my
day, huh?
well, Ox, I just want to let you know my bill is $1,100. So, but I'll donate it. I'll donate it to the room so everyone can have a piece of it.
I'm
It'll
sure.
be in merch.
I'm sure Dreamy will join us again sometime. He's been actually, for those of you that don't ever join us on the evening streams, he's actually been on a couple of evening streams recently as well. So, but for now,
Yeah.
we
So
are.
last,
Go ahead.
I'm just the last word is whatever system. Literally, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're doing, it's as good as the next. There's no magic, to any of this. It's just don't lose money. You just can't. You can't sit through a trade when you're down 10, 15, 20 points. You just can't do that. So, uh, because you'll lose. Oh, one other thing, I spent a ton of time in simulators at a broker for free. So, do what you're doing, but get a free broker and just practice, practice, practice. It's kind of like I equate it to a jet fighter pilot. You got to be right on, otherwise you die. Uh, Trading, same thing. This stuff moves so quick, so fast. You just have to understand what it's doing. You have to have been there before, and you have to be able to trade it. So simulators, you know, perfect, and then have someone sort of help you through it. That's it.
You're very welcome, guys. And like I said, I'm sure we'll have G-Man on again sometime. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Oh, and welcome to the
Thanks,
stream.
guys. It's fun. You guys are good. Appreciate it.
Welcome to the stream, Hobo Bum. I don't recognize that name. I saw you just joined the Discord, so welcome to the channel and the community. Picked a good day to join. That's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow, the end of the week, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. If you enjoyed today's live stream, remember we do this every day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Hope you'll continue to join us. Also want to invite you to join our Discord community. Great community of traders talking trading, and sometimes just shooting the breeze about other things as well. Traders helping traders and encouraging traders there. Also, of course, follow me on social media, mainly on Twitter or at X, where you'll always find updates on the latest prop firm discounts and reviews, as well as get notified whenever a new video comes out from MightyOxTrading. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.